is so helpful and supportive. The director, Barry, is a really sweet person, and he tells me ways that I can improve in my lines, and he's very supportive of me and tells me in the nicest way possible, and I feel like so does everybody else, and I feel like this is just a great experience.
Something happened on the Met Gala carpet that lasted only a few seconds, but it's the moment people still can't stop replaying. Cameras kept rolling. Flashbulbs never stopped. Then Blue Ivy Carter made one small decision that instantly changed the conversation. It looked like someone wanted the sunglasses to come off. First, there appeared to be a signal from the publicist. Then the stylist seemed to step in. Even her father appeared to say something. But Blue Ivy didn't rush to respond. She adjusted the glasses, stayed completely composed, and waited until she was ready. That tiny pause ignited thousands of theories online. For years, Katt Williams has claimed that growing up around powerful entertainment circles comes with pressures the public rarely sees. Whether you believe those claims or not, many viewers immediately connected them to this moment. Was this simply a teenager making her own choice, or did millions just witness a quiet act of independence hiding in plain sight? Because once you start looking beyond the headlines and the perfectly staged photos, the story begins to feel very different, and it only gets more complicated from here.
It's hard to sort of ignore the sort of who attended and why they attended, because it is essentially seen as the Oscars of the fashion industry, except for nobody wins anything. It's just kind of it's a big power play. It's about fashion, but it's also about who's matters and who's got status, who's got power, and also who's got money.
But here's where the story starts raising even bigger questions. Since 2018, the Met Gala has publicly maintained an age policy that generally limits attendance to adults. Over the years, reports have claimed that younger family members of major celebrities were not permitted to attend, with names like Maddie Ziegler and Kim Kardashian's daughter, Northwest, frequently mentioned in online discussions. The event has long been described as an adult-focused fundraiser featuring priceless artwork, exclusive hospitality, and an atmosphere designed for grown guests, not children. Then came Blue Ivy. At just 14 years old, she appeared on one of the world's most exclusive red carpets, and the internet immediately began asking how that became possible. Some reports suggested Beyonce's influence as a co-chair may have helped secure an exception, while other online claims even speculated about extraordinary efforts behind the scenes. None of those claims have been officially confirmed, but they fueled days of debate. Some viewers even started referring to the moment as the Blue Ivy Clause. Whether that's accurate or simply internet speculation, one question refused to disappear. Why was this exception made? And what made this moment different from every rule that came before?
About the relationship between art and fashion, essentially. And the link between the exhibition itself and the actual dress code tends to be quite tangential. And it was a slightly different one. It was called Fashion as Art. So everybody dressed up in two ways, either as the works of art themselves. It was quite a literal taking the painting and putting on a dress, where some of them did sort of arrange their body in a slightly new way. But the idea was to use sort of fashion as a way of sort of valorizing some of the bodies that we don't normally see in fashion.
Beyonce has rarely given a traditional interview in recent years. Around the same time, her family's name had been dominating headlines because of legal controversy involving her husband. Then the conversation suddenly shifted. Instead of courtroom headlines, people were talking about legacy, family, fashion, and Blue Ivy's appearance. Coincidence, or simply perfect timing? That's the question some online commentators started asking. Blue Ivy arrived in a custom Balenciaga look, instantly becoming one of the night's biggest talking points. Some viewers believed the moment naturally redirected public attention, while others argued that interpretation goes too far. Either way, the spotlight changed almost overnight. But here's what kept fueling the debate. It wasn't only the outfit. It wasn't only the headlines. It was the footage itself. Some people focused on her expressions, her pauses, and her body language, believing they hinted at discomfort. Others saw nothing unusual at all. That's exactly why this moment continues to divide people, and the next piece of the story only made those questions even louder.
When people are against the Illuminati, then they get punched in the face all the time. The press hates them, and nobody likes them.
Right, because P. Diddy be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no.
Now, let's look at what people keep pointing back to. Not internet rumors. Not conspiracy theories. just public interviews and moments that anyone can watch. When Blue Ivy joined the Renaissance Tour in 2023, Jay-Z later reflected on the experience during a GQ interview. According to his account, she wasn't fully enthusiastic in the beginning. He said she was going through the motions and suggested she needed encouragement before becoming more confident on stage. Those comments quickly sparked different interpretations online. Some viewers saw them as a normal story about a young performer growing into a challenging role. Others believed they hinted that the adjustment wasn't easy from the start. Katt Williams has long claimed that growing up around powerful entertainment families can come with pressures the public never sees, and some online commentators connected his broader claims to this moment. That doesn't prove his claims are true, but it explains why the discussion kept growing. The same words led to completely different conclusions, and that's where the debate became impossible to ignore.
Such a beautiful job, and I can't believe how natural she is, and I'm just proud of you. I'm so proud of you, and I can't believe how big and grown up you are, and I'm proud that she's gonna represent so many young brown girls around.
Then came the Mufasa premiere, and once again, Blue Ivy found herself at the center of another online debate. She appeared on the red carpet in a strapless gown with polished makeup and styling that quickly divided opinion. Some critics argued the overall look felt far more mature than what they'd expect for someone her age. Within hours, social media filled with questions. Was the styling appropriate, or were people reading too much into a fashion choice? The discussion spread fast, and it wasn't limited to celebrity gossip pages. Many commenters said their concern was about how young stars are presented in public, not about Blue Ivy herself. But the conversation didn't stop with the outfit. For some viewers, it was the footage that raised even more questions. They believed her body language appeared reserved, her expressions measured, and her smile more controlled than spontaneous. Others completely disagreed, saying she simply looked focused under enormous public attention. Katt Williams has previously claimed that growing up inside the entertainment industry can place unusual pressure on young people, and some online commentators pointed back to those remarks while discussing this appearance. Whether those comparisons are fair or not, the debate only grew louder, and the next public appearance would fuel it even more.
We're here today recording The Lion King.
Don't stare at me when
I can't help it. He's just too beautiful, girl. I'm gonna be right here closing my eyes.
if I told my younger self that I was in a movie, I'd never believe myself. And
well, you are, girl. You are. Seeing Blue as Kiara and hearing her voice.
And then came the Met Gala, the moment that pushed this entire conversation into overdrive. Here's what many viewers focused on. Blue Ivy stepped onto the carpet wearing a custom white Balenciaga gown, a cropped bomber jacket, dark sunglasses, silver heels, and a diamond necklace. To some observers, the look felt strikingly polished, almost more like a seasoned public figure than a teenager attending one of fashion's biggest nights for the first time. Then everything seemed to shift. Cameras flashed nonstop. The crowd grew louder. As Blue Ivy moved across the carpet, it appeared that her sunglasses became the center of attention. Footage seemed to show Beyonce's publicist gesturing toward them. Moments later, stylist Ty Hunter appeared to do the same. Then Jay-Z also seemed to speak to her. But Blue Ivy didn't react immediately. She calmly adjusted the sunglasses and kept walking. She removed them only when she chose to, not when others appeared to expect it. That brief exchange lasted only seconds, yet it became one of the most replayed moments of the entire night, and it only intensified the questions already surrounding her public appearances.
Kissick, you're cool?
Blue, she be fronting on me a little bit, but I catch her.
The internet reacted almost instantly. Memes spread everywhere. Blue Ivy runs the show. Nobody tells Miss Blue what to do. Many people treated the sunglasses moment as a funny display of confidence, a teenager refusing to be rushed by anyone around her. But others saw something completely different. They wondered if those sunglasses represented more than a fashion choice. Were they simply part of the outfit, or a small layer of comfort in one of the most intensely photographed rooms in the world? Some viewers also pointed to the footage itself. They noticed Blue Ivy adjusting her jacket, touching her outfit, and appearing to fidget throughout parts of the carpet. To them, those moments suggested the pressure of standing under thousands of cameras. Others strongly disagreed, saying that reading too much into a few seconds of body language is impossible to verify. Katt Williams has previously claimed that young people growing up around major entertainment figures face pressures the public rarely understands, and some online discussions connected those broader claims to this moment. Meanwhile, Beyonce smiled through interviews, describing the experience as emotional and memorable. Yet one detail kept people talking long after the night ended. Blue Ivy chose when the sunglasses came off, and that single decision became one of the most debated images from the entire event.
You want it relaxed, but then after just a short amount of time, you can't wait to do something again?
I don't know how to relax.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I don't like to get a massage. I don't like to.
Oh.
No, I don't.
Oh, I like to get a massage.
Yeah, I go a little far. The only time I can really relax is on a boat, because then I have no excuse. I'm stuck and I have to take care of myself.
But there's another moment that added even more fuel to the conversation. During a Met Gala interview, Beyonce spoke about celebrating every body type, encouraging people to embrace whatever God gave you. Standing beside her was Blue Ivy, still only 14 years old. For many viewers, it was simply a positive message about confidence. Others questioned whether an event surrounded for years by celebrity rumors, public controversies, and powerful industry figures was the right place for a teenager. That debate quickly spread far beyond fashion. Katt Williams has spent years making controversial claims about the entertainment business. He has claimed that young talent can face enormous pressure behind the scenes and that powerful families sometimes prepare the next generation for public life much earlier than most people realize. Those are his opinions, not established facts, but after Blue Ivy's appearance, many online commentators began referencing those older interviews again. His comments resurfaced across social media, with supporters arguing they suddenly sounded more relevant than ever, while critics dismissed the comparisons as speculation. Blue Ivy rarely gives interviews, has no major public social media presence of her own, and is mostly seen through carefully managed public appearances. Some viewers believe that's simply responsible parenting for a young celebrity. Others argue it reflects how closely every appearance is managed. Katt Williams has claimed the entertainment industry carefully shapes public images, and some people connected those broader claims to Blue Ivy's growing public profile. Whether that comparison is fair remains a matter of opinion, but it became a major part of the online discussion. The conversation grew even louder when attention shifted to Matthew Knowles. According to various reports, he has at times expressed concerns about how early Blue Ivy has been introduced to high-profile public events. Those reports have never established that exploitation occurred, and Matthew himself has a complicated history. As the longtime manager of Destiny's Child, former members have publicly described his demanding management style and the intense expectations placed on young performers. Because of that history, some people viewed his reported concerns as noteworthy, while others questioned whether he was the right person to criticize anyone else's parenting. Either way, his reported comments added another layer to an already heated debate, and the story was far from over. Supporters of that viewpoint argue that when someone with decades of experience managing young performers raises concerns, people naturally pay attention, even if they don't agree with every conclusion. Critics, however, point out that Matthew Knowles' own history makes him a complicated source, which is exactly why his reported comments continue to divide opinion instead of settling the debate. Then came even stronger reactions. Tokyo Tony publicly criticized Beyonce, suggesting Blue Ivy's growing public profile was driven more by branding than anything else. Those are Tokyo Tony's claims, not established facts, and many people rejected them outright. Others argued her comments reflected broader concerns some viewers already had. The internet quickly split into opposing sides. Now here's what defenders of the Carter family are likely to say. They'll argue Blue Ivy appears confident, composed, and well-prepared for major public events. They'll say the sunglasses were simply part of the outfit, that brief clips can't reveal how someone truly feels, and that no outsider can accurately judge a family's private life from a few viral moments. Those are reasonable points, and they're part of why this story remains so controversial. The real question isn't what people believe. It's why the same footage continues leading millions of viewers to completely different conclusions.
Oh, no, that was it. No, when I get nervous, I tell the truth.
Jay-Z has openly spoken about how exhausting the legal battle was, and only weeks later the conversation shifted to Blue Ivy's Met Gala debut. Some people believe the timing was simply coincidence. Others think it naturally changed the public narrative. Whatever the truth may be, one question still refuses to disappear. Did Blue Ivy genuinely enjoy that moment, or are people reading too much into a few seconds of footage? And where should the line be drawn between introducing a child to the spotlight and protecting their privacy? Share your thoughts below and subscribe because this story may be far from over.